Guys, my topic for today, and I got a fun question. I think you guys are going to like this. We often overlook food in our politics. It's a real thing. It's a significant thing. Some of you might be looking at me weird now. You might be like, Ron, where the hell are you going with this? Hear me out. All right. Food in our politics has been going on for a very, very long time. It has a lot of history. Andrew Jackson, when he got into the White House, something he did that was unprecedented at the time. He had barbecue at the White House. At his, when he first got there, he had barbecue at the White House. Now that was unheard of at the time. You wanted to have something more elaborate, and barbecue at the time was considered something that was a very peasant thing to do. That was a very poor thing to do. It was an uncivilized thing to do, even, because if you trace barbecue back far enough, the history of barbecue in humanity, you can trace it back to the point where they were eating each other. You can trace it back to cannibalism. So, but when Andrew Jackson became president, barbecue was something people were doing. They weren't eating other people, but they were having barbecue. So he had it at the White House. At the time, that was a very culturally significant thing. People were like, whoa, what's the deal? But that was sort of his olive branch at saying, hey, I'm somebody of the people. And we're just talking about food here, so, regardless of whatever, regardless of his politics, we're sticking in the lane of food. That's why he did it. That, and presumably, the guy just enjoyed barbecue. And we see that up until today. Let's go to more recent history. Food or something food adjacent. When that Harvard teacher, that Harvard professor, was bothered by the police officer, bothered is putting it lightly, he was assaulted and harassed, what did Obama do to make peace with all them? He had a beer with the three of them. Or the two of them. Well, it was three, including Obama. They all had a beer together. And we all know what happened next. Police brutality ended. Just kidding. Sarcasm slide. And what do we see today? Mimosas. That means something. When you say mimosa, when you say brunch, that means something. That's kind of a critique of the limousine liberals. Donut Twitter. Donut Twitter. When we see donut Twitter, we know what that means. When we see that black donut, we know what that means. What's interesting about the black donut, where does that come from? It comes from when progressives weren't allowed into the DNC and they were giving donuts, which Nina Turner refused. So it's interesting there. The people that use the donut unironically, that aren't using it to mock the idea of it, that are using it in a serious nature, they're typically the people that defend the neoliberals, that defend the Democratic establishment, and if you don't like Hillary, you must be sexist. If you don't like Kamala Harris, you're a sexist and a racist. If you don't like Cory Booker, you're a racist. Bernie Sanders is a racist. Those are the people that typically peddle those types of narratives. Meanwhile, they have a donut avatar that is mocking a woman of color who was denied entry into an event, Nina Turner. So the donut is racist. That's the fun fact there. I know a lot of you already knew that, but little fun dose of irony and hypocrisy by the Mick Resistance there. But anyway, so that's where we're at. So those are all just examples of food in our politics and the significance of how we use food to kind of subtly have political messages. Mitt Romney. I prefer hot dogs. Now, do you really think a guy as wealthy as Mitt Romney, if he could just have any meat product, he could? He wouldn't get Wagyu beef. He wouldn't get, a fancy filet mignon. He wouldn't get a roast turkey. He would go hot dog. He'd be like, you know what I want? I want a hot dog. And now, granted, you can do a lot with hot dogs. There are some hot dogs that are Whole30 approved. There are some hot dogs that are all natural. There are, of course, veggie hot dogs. But let's go ahead and assume that Mitt Romney was just going with your typical, we don't know what actually is in it. It is meat, sort of. It is food, sort of. Hot dogs that you can buy at the typical grocery store. That's what Mitt Romney said. He likes hot dogs. Does anyone actually believe that's his favorite meat product? I don't, but why did he say that? Well, because he wants to be relatable to the hoi polloi. He said a few things that really incriminated himself with general people, right? The binder full of women, the 47% comment. Mitt Romney kind of made himself look like an elitist. Why? Because he is. He kind of made himself look like someone who can't relate to regular people. Because he can't. So, given a situation where he can talk about food, oh man, I really like hot dogs. Sure you do, Mitt. Nobody's buying it. So my question for today, what is a type of unifying emblem food that we could use? What should be the food of progressives? What should be the food emblem that we take under our wing? I already have my answer because I've been thinking about this. Pizza. I know that's a pretty basic answer. It's a pretty easy answer, but pizza. So pizza, first of all, pizza is for everybody. And there's all kinds of different pizzas. I mean, the traditional pizza does have bread, does have cheese, which alienates a little bit of people. I understand that. Not everyone can have those things. But, of course, there's plenty of alternatives. There's gluten-free crust. There is cauliflower crust, which are actually quite good. There's dairy, there's vegan cheeses, cashew cheeses, all kinds of different cheeses. So pizza is an inclusive food. And let's be honest, it's delicious. I mean, come on. Nobody here doesn't like pizza. Pizza's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. So you got pizza. And pizza is divided into slices. Pizza is for everybody. It's a social food. Some of you guys are mentioning Pizzagate. That's not. No, that didn't come into my my point of reference. That's not. Yeah, I understand that point association could be a bad thing, but yeah, I guess you run the risk of people thinking that that's where you're going with it. That's not my intention, but there is that risk. Somehow you have to take pizza back from the Pizzagators. So some of you guys are saying pasta. Maybe. Well, all right. So let's compromise. What's the late night alternative food to pizza? Because I can understand how the Pizzagate reference could be a bad thing marketing wise. Well, not could be. Is a bad thing marketing. Is a bad thing. Period. So you don't want to be associated with that. Understandable. So if we don't go pizza, we'd have to go. My alternative would be tacos. Once again, all the things I just said about pizza, you can apply to tacos. Tacos, all inclusive. A lot of different cultures give their contribution to tacos. Right? You see all kinds of different style tacos. There's Asian style tacos. There's Tex-Mex tacos. There's Mexican. So tacos, and there is no taco gate, so we don't have to worry about being associated with some ridiculous conspiracy. So there is no taco gate, so we're safe there. I still think pizza would kind of be, but yeah, you would have those people that would try to make the connection, even though Pizzagate was a while ago. So you'd like to think people wouldn't make those connections or try to make those connections or use it to smear progressives, but I'm sure some people would. So to avoid that completely, tacos. Tacos, all inclusive. Everybody loves tacos. And all the things I just said about pizza also apply to tacos. All inclusive, different cultures. So there you go. And it shows a pro-immigration stance. Tacos do. It shows an inclusive stance. It shows a stance of Pearl Center saying we can do taco pizza. Saying we're not going to let Pizzagate take pizza from us. And I think that's kind of fair, but I'd be willing to go tacos just because those are delicious too. Also, a lot of people overlook the importance of pretzels as such an underrated food. Now, hear me out on pretzels. Pretzels, great snack. I love pretzels. It's my favorite snack, admittedly. I come from the land of pretzels, Pennsylvania, so it makes sense. But pretzels are a fantastic snack. Also, great side dish. Hot pretzels, great side dish. They can be enjoyed in a savory manner. They can be enjoyed with a dipping sauce of your choice. They can also be enjoyed sweet. Sweet. You can have sweet pretzels, cinnamon pretzels. You can do that. Sugar pretzels. Garlic Parmesan pretzels. You can have them soft or hard. You can have them hot or cold. Also, pretzels in a lot of different desserts. A lot of Jell-O cakes. A lot of gelatin dishes. They have pretzels as the base, and it is quite delicious. Where else do pretzels serve a great role? Well, pressed sandwiches. Do you ever have pretzel buns instead of regular buns? They freaking rule. Pretzel buns are awesome. I love them. I freaking love pretzel buns. So I think pretzels are something else. We need to own the pretzel. That needs to be an avatar. I think it is already, and I'm not sure what it means because I'm not good with those things. I know about the donuts, I know about the roses, and that's about all I know. A lot of the other ones, like when people have the kitchen knives, I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. When I see that, I don't have anything on my Twitter. I just have my name, and yeah, that's all I got. So tacos, pretzels, and I understand you guys are skeptical of Pizzagate because you're worried that they would try to make the association, or you're worried about pizza because you're scared they'll try to say this is Pizzagate. Obviously, that's not my intention at all, but I can see how people would try to smear progressives using slices of pizza in that manner. So I'm going with tacos, and I'm going with pretzels. And then the other thing I thought of was basil fried rice. First of all, it's a dish that I've been working on for a long time. I'm very proud of my basil fried rice. Second of all, it's something that you can really put a lot of stuff in. It also is a mix of cultures, a little bit of Thais going on in there, a little bit of Italians going on in there. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. But anyway, let me see what you guys are saying. What should be the food avatars that progressives start using? Because as far as I know, we don't have any. But what? And don't just answer for progressives. What are some the right should be using too? The kind of elite left, the kind of democratic establishment, they use mimosas. They use the black donuts, which again, those are racist. If you're using it unironically, you're being racist. Some of you guys are saying tacos. Some of you guys are standing with tacos. Now, some of you guys are saying if we use pizza, that would be a way to mock Pizzagate. And I kind of like that, too. The idea of taking it back. I do like that. Redneck Economics is saying bananas for the right. I don't understand the significance there, but that bums me out because I love bananas. I eat a banana every day. Robert brings up nachos, which would be a very cool thing contemporarily, because nachos right now, the people on Fox News, they're like, oh, pepper spray is no big deal. You can put it on nachos, which again, we talked about this yesterday. The next time some pundit says that on cable news, they should be forced to prove it in front of everybody on air. Oh, pepper spray is no big, it's a food item. Okay, prove it. Prove it. Prove it. If you have glasses, take them off. Take them off. Get the spray. Prove it to us. Smile through it. If it's a food item. Let's see. Joseph says McDonald's hamburgers should be the right's logo. I like that. I think fast food in general should be the right's logo because that is the equivalent of what they want to do in this country. They want to homogenize it. They want to give everybody less, and they want to rake in corporate profits and destroy the environment. So yeah, their slogan should just be like everything that's sold at Walmart should just be the food that they have, or fast food. And it's garbage. Fast food's garbage. Because their policies are bananas. Oh, I get it. Ha! I like that. Someone brought up Hot Pockets. And I gotta admit, man, Hot Pockets are so tasty. That takes me back to college. Garden Gnome says Spam. That's pretty good, too. Spam for the right. Again, something overly processed, something corporate, something gross. Some of you guys are asking about ice cream. I think ice cream, again, is an all-inclusive thing. What about just ice cream on top of a sweet pretzel? What if we went there? Now, that sounds delicious. And I don't think that's really been done. And, when it comes to food, I have a yes, we can attitude. I don't think we need to, just bow down to whatever typical things, we've become accustomed to. Apple pie, Edwin points out. We could reclaim the apple pie thing. But I'm thinking, let's do something that hasn't been done before. Mike gives a shout out to banh mi sandwiches, which are damn delicious. Joseph points out that pretzels could divide us. My best friend and I have been fighting over whether or not pretzels are a food for the last 2 years. It's been a mess. Fair enough. Now, pretzels are my favorite snack. And by the way, just a quick aside, in 2016, there was a guy in Massachusetts that did do a pizza party, and it was just a joke saying how delicious pizza was, and the guy that did it was an actual right-winger. But so that has been done. So I'm not suggesting that a pizza party actually happened, but yeah. But I think we need some more food avatars in our politics. James gives a shout out to the avocado. That is a damn good one. And that's another example in our contemporary society that I didn't think of. Thank you for that, Joe. Avocados. When they say avocado toast, that has a certain attachment to it. That's kind of a way to bash millennials. Because, the millennials, they're so lazy and they can't afford anything, but they can afford their avocado toast. So that's a way to bash millennials. When you say avocados, that has a certain attachment to it. So good call. And if we took the avocado and used it, we'd be taking that away from them. Just an avocado. I like that. That should be the thing. So we got avocados, tacos, pizza, although we have to be careful because some people will try to say, oh, that's pizza gang. It's like, no. It's pizza in the social sense. It's divided into slices. Everyone gets some. It's social. It's for everybody. You can design the pizza how you want. In many ways, the pizza is the yes we can of food. The real yes we can of food, not the fake one. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your